Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed, your rail fan with a beard, coming to you from Wellington, Ohio right now here. Got a request earlier this week for some Wheeling Lake Erie material, so we're going to take a look and see what we can get a hold of today. Right now we've got an empty coke train sitting on their main line. Not quite sure what they're doing just yet, but I'm going to come up and get you guys a close-up on these locomotives here. These are a couple of old Rio Grande tunnel motor locomotives. So I'll give you a shot of that here, and we'll hang around and see what's happening, see if we can get some action. All right, guys, thanks. Listen to that thing hum. Pretty cool stuff. So I don't see anybody on board. I don't know if they're waiting on crew change here or what's happening, but we're gonna hang out, see if we can get some action here. Check out how you can see all the way through those grills. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, so empty coke train sitting here. I'll show you guys. It's going to be tough with the sun here. The sun's pretty brutal this morning, but I'll follow it around. You can see kind of loops around behind the county fairgrounds here. Again, I apologize the way the sun is here. Hopefully you guys can see that, give you an idea. All right, let's hang out, see what we can see. Thanks, guys. All right, everybody, I don't know how long it'll be before the crew gets here. We'll walk along some of these Coke cars. You can take a look at the different ones that they've got on here. Some pretty cool stuff. So here we go. So this is a pretty cool car here, actually. I love seeing when these come by. I don't know why. It's just really neat. Got the Lake Erie, Franklin, and Clarion Railroad. Pretty neat stuff there. Of course, you got your train art. Somebody's put on there for us. Got high top here. You can see these are older cars. There's remnants of that old barcode system on some of these. That's always pretty cool to see too, I think. But there's some remnants of it. Keep moving here, see what else we got. Another high top. This one's been patched up a few times. There we go, the Wheeling and Lake Erie Speed logo. I really enjoy seeing the Wheeling. I love the orange and black color scheme. Of course, that Speed logo, that's always cool to see. And here's an old Rio Grande. Which you can see is kind of where Wheeling got their Speed logo from. Rio Grande, Action Road. Here's a better shot of one of those old barcode system trackers. Sounds like a little air bleeding off between these two cars. I don't know if you can pick that up in the video there. Alright guys, I'll try to get you some more of the cars here, but we're heading towards the sun now, so we'll see what we can do. There's another older car. Hey guys, sorry about the sun, but Mostly Wheeling and Lake Erie branded cars going that way. A few oddballs in there. Alright guys, let's see what happens here. Alright guys, looking between the cars there off in the distance, you can see the Lorain and West Virginia Railroad. Some of the old cars they got sitting out there. Don't know if there's plans for those at some point or not, but they'll look pretty rough over there. Kind of hard to see. Got an old caboose over there, some passenger cars, other miscellaneous things. Lorain and West Virginia Railroad. See this guy pretty frequently. Newer car here. Not super new. Looked like it was built 8 of 07, but newer than a lot of cars on here. Looks pretty cool next to the fall trees. Alright guys, gonna take a little break here and see what happens. We'll come back in a bit here, see some activity maybe. Alright guys, I made my way around the fairgrounds there to the other side of the train, see if we could see anything different on that side. Got over here, there's a CSX maintenance away train and their siding on their main line here in the Greenwich sub. Nothing really on it, it's pretty much all empty cars. Got some gondolas way down in the distance down there, if you can make it out. Then there's a tail end of that Wheeling train, and we've got a westbound CSX coming. We're gonna grab that real quick. Looks like a little intermodal train. Hitting the diamonds. Pretty cool, guys. A little horn salute. Packages are on the way. Lots of Amazon there. And it looks like the rest is empty well cars there. Alright guys, thanks for watching that. Okay guys, I'm going to take a quick spin past the opposite side of the train there. I don't know if you guys can make it out. Hear the end of train device over there kind of squeaking, making noise. Alright, I'll take you down alongside the back side here. See if we see anything cool. Kind of give you an idea how long this coke train is here. This little extension or crossover here goes from the east side of the fairgrounds by the CSX Greenwich sub main line, wraps all the way around the back side of the fairgrounds here. Over to the Wheeling and Lake Erie main line. Looks pretty cool up against the fall trees, doesn't it? Got a handful of gondolas thrown in here for not sure what reason. That's a neat car. I like those. Crow show. Another high top. Older one's got that barcode, that old barcode system on there, you see. There's another one of those Lake Erie, Franklin, and Clarion Railroad Company cars. Pretty cool. And that pretty much gets us back around to where we were before. We're just on the opposite side of the train there. Alright, so I've heard some chatter on the radio, but no sign of anybody showing up yet. You know, these crew changes can take hours. Now we're going to wait around a little bit more here, see if anybody shows up. Then maybe move on down the line here a little bit and see if we can find something else on the Wheeling line here. Alright guys, thanks for being here. Okay guys, I went ahead and moved further down the line, heard some radio activity. That Denver and Rio Grande led Coke train is on its way west finally, moving it into a siding so an eastbound train can pass through, is the way I understand it from radio chatter. So that Coke train's on its way. Hopefully we're going to catch it at this crossing here, so sit tight. Okay guys, here we go. We got that Wheeling Lake Erie, Denver and Rio Grande power coming. Glad we're getting some action here. Westbound empty Coke train. gondolas I showed you earlier. Alright guys, if I understood radio transmission correctly, these guys are now in the siding, which should clear for an eastbound, so hopefully they'll be along here shortly. Radio was pretty broken up, catching bits and pieces. There you go guys, good stuff. Wheeling and Lake Erie action. See if that other train shows here soon. Thanks for watching everybody. Alright guys, while we wait here, I want to show you something real cool. It's a close-up on the rail here. Hopefully you guys can make this out. This is on that track that Wheeling just went down. Carnegie Steel rolled this in 1928, August of 1928. That's some old rail there. Pretty cool stuff. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Okay guys, so that eastbound ended up being a no-go. Decided to make my way over to Medina to try to catch this 1776 locomotive. Saw that it was there last night, figured we'd give it a try. There you go, everybody. Wheeling and Lake Erie, 1776 and 200 Ohio Bicentennial locomotive. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. Been wanting to see these two for a good while. Glad I took the chance on driving out here. you enjoyed your up-close look at 1776 and 200 there. Pretty cool locomotives, I think. Wanted to see these for a while. Got to see them up close and personal today. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I just missed them when I pulled up. They had just finished a Locomotive rock train, little rock train. Just missed it. They just finished up. They were pulling back into the yard here, but got to see them up close and personal. Hear them running, hear them humming over there. Pretty sweet. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Let's see what else we can catch. We'll head back west, see if we run across anything else. All right, guys. Thanks. Okay guys, just rolled back into Wellington. Just as I got here, that Westbound CSX was rolling by, that manifest there. Missed the head end of it, but that's how it goes, I guess. Anyhow, back where we started here. I don't know if we're going to catch any more Wheeling Lake Erie activity today or not. Being a class 2, there's not a lot of traffic, so what we got might be what we got. However, we do have another CSX sitting down here waiting in the wings. Looks like they're waiting on a signal here. As soon as they get that, we'll catch that going eastbound and see what we got on that one. It looks like it might be an intermodal down there, but I can't quite tell for sure. All right, guys. All right, everyone. Looks like they got their signal. They're starting to move. Eastbound CSX coming. Greenwich Sub, Wellington, Ohio. Knocking down the signal. Picking up some speed. Hear them hitting the diamonds down in the distance. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Okay, everyone. I was getting ready to head out after that CSX train. Got word that a westbound Wheeling and Lake Erie was on its way. Had been in Spencer. Heading this direction. It's now waiting for clearance across the diamonds at milepost 37 across the CSX mains on the Greenwich there. So should be any time now. We'll have us one more wheeling coming through. Just got to get authorization from CSX to cross them diamonds, and they'll be good to go. So it should be any time now. We'll have us one more wheeling. Now you can hear the horns in the distance there. Okay, guys, I'm going to switch you around here. Should be any minute. All right, guys. I can see the head end there coming. Sorry about the wind. Hope it's not too bad. Alright, looks like just a little short one here. Pretty much got the whole thing in the screen there. Got some action though. A little Operation Lifesaver. Alright, there you go, everyone, in all its glory. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. Alright guys, that was pretty cool stuff there. That's going to wrap up the day here. Hope you enjoyed coming along, seeing some Wheeling Lake Erie action. Hope you enjoyed the close-ups of 1776 and 200. I thought that was pretty cool. Been wanting to see those for a good while. So, hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Listen everybody, I appreciate you coming along. If you guys have a spare moment, check out another video or two on the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Every view helps, every view counts. Keep this thing rolling for you guys. I will see you all on the next video. Thanks again, everyone.